This is always going to be the awkward bit. Let's turn that off. So I think we're live. We should be live. Let me just check my dashboard. I'm definitely making sounds. That's good. That's promising. Then I'll just check to see that my mic is actually working. Yeah, perfect. So let me just get into Football Manager. There we go. Right, a couple of the YouTube admin things I'll get out of the way first. So welcome back to TedRedwoodFM. I am Ed, and this on YouTube will be season 10, episode 8 or 9. I'm not 100% sure. We've got a very active time going on today in the series. So as per last time as well, haven't streamed this really at all apart from the last episode. So chances are that, I mean, no one's going to be watching my YouTube. This is my first YouTube save. But we are FCOS, so small provincial sort of club in the Netherlands, starting the Jupiler League. And we're in the Champions League semi-final, basically. Season 10, it's our final season at OS. We previously beat Chelsea over 2 legs to get to the final. In between the stream and this stream, we beat NEC, which is just a complete walkover. So quite a lot going on today, actually. We've got Vitesse in the KNVB Beker final, as well as Bayern over 2 legs in the semi-final. So I've kind of said I want to just go until we go out of Europe, basically. It could be an ask, but we'll see. In terms of league stuff, I think we've already won the league. I think we won it an absolute age ago, even though it's taking a while to load. So yeah, 18 points clear, 2 games left. So yeah, we've done that. I think we'll be breaking records as well if we manage to, well, finish the season basically. So we should be all right. But I'm not going to hang around too much. I'm expecting joy in the Beker final. In terms of the lead up to this game, I played a bit of a rotated team against NEC, just because, I don't know, I quite like getting to the game before your big game and then selecting your big team and just giving them a day's rest. I think it's better to get that kind of continuity and get some form back into them with any luck. It could backfire if we struggle against NEC, but I guess we will soon find out. Don't know if anyone's actually here, not that that matters to me. I'll be streaming regardless, so hopefully it's enjoyed. But in terms of the team, anyone that is familiar, including myself, this will be a nice reminder. So Julio Cesar in goal, Manuel Munoz, Boghossian, Suzini at the back, Ronaldo, Prezak in the middle, all with yellow cards, which is fun. Graham Ramiro on the wings, Buzek and Zuniga up front. Gonzalo Suarez, yeah, he's picked up a little knock. That's not something we really want to see going to these games. Oh, from 11-1, you're right, mate. How you doing? Good to see you here. Kick some ass. Hopefully we will. This should be quite straightforward. I'm going to try and go a little faster today. I did enjoy the chat the other day. I think I was a bit too overly specific about certain things are being chatted about, which I've then not been able to put onto YouTube because I'm an idiot and don't know how to export the chat, but I'll figure it out one day. But yeah, I'm just going to try and rocket through the games I'm less bothered by quite quickly. So I expect nothing from a win. KNVB Beker final, we should be winning this, really, and we are going to stay on key highlights for now. I apologise if my chair makes some horrible noises as well. I can't tell if it's a chair's crap or I'm just fat. It's probably a bit of both, to be completely honest. We're going to hang around in 2D and just go on key highlights to begin with. We might switch if I think things are getting tense or if it's requested. I said last stream, when was that? It wasn't that long ago, actually. Was it Monday? As Zuniga goes through and puts us 1-0 up in the final. I'm enjoying it. I love it. And this will only be our second cup win if we win it. So we'll be retaining the trophy. Yeah, boom, I'm loving it. But we should have won it more than this. It's been a very sort of up and down series, and for someone like you from 111 in the chat, 111, I'm so sorry, it's 11-1, isn't it? I don't even need to look to correct myself there. People that haven't seen it so much, I'm going to bring out a video at the end, just sort of, hopefully nothing too fancy, maybe a 1 or 2-parter just on how the series has sort of gone, in terms of the facts, and then some opinions and how it could have been improved, where I went wrong, what I've learned, all that kind of stuff. And then I'll probably sim a few years into the future, as we should be going 2-0 up. That's actually the keeper that I'm tracking as well, in goal for Vitesse. But again, I'm not going to make the signing because what's the point? It's our last season, right? You can abbreviate it to 11. like the kid from Stranger Things, right? I haven't actually watched Stranger Things. Obviously, everyone on Earth has said it's superb, but we've just not got around to it. We've got so many things on the list. We've watched one episode of Game of Thrones, for example. My wife and I watched it with my dad, which was obviously quite awkward, the very first episode. So we sort of got it on the list. Breaking Bad, we've not watched Stranger Things. We've not watched an absolute ton of TV. And we've kind of lost our chance now because we've got kids and I'm doing this. So I need to pick up the pace. I need to get back on it. But yeah, I'll call you 11. That'll do. I feel like I've already blown my load early because I call myself TedRedwoodFM, but everyone knows that I'm Ed. So Breaking Bad is far better than the others. Far better? I mean, everyone seems to obsess over Game of Thrones, but I saw the one episode and honestly was not bothered in the slightest by it until right at the end of the episode was like a bit of a twist or whatever. But like, I didn't really find it that interesting. And I quite like fantasy stuff. Like I don't know if it's light fantasy, but the Lord of the Rings films, for example, absolutely love those guys. Play a lot of Final Fantasy and stuff like that. So I don't mind like the genre, but you gave up on Game of Thrones. Yeah, I haven't heard of anyone who really gives up on it. It just seems to be either you've watched it and you love it or you don't. So how far did you get in? I don't know how many seasons it is now. Is it up to like 7 or something? But Breaking Bad, even my dad heavily recommended watching that. And I caught a couple of glimpses of it when we lived there, but yeah, just not at the time really, to be honest. But as you can see here, we should... Is that 2? Yeah, it is 2. He's not offside. Banging. Jose Gray. So he's a wing I want to get on loan for the next manager as well, because he's on loan from Arsenal, but they're going to give him a chance in the first team. Actually English, by the way. Argentinian English, I think. Season 3 of Game of Thrones, Breaking Bad is superb. Yeah, I've seen a couple of snippets of it. I've seen a tiny bit of the second to last episode as well, so I have a rough idea where it eventually ends up, but it kind of ends up exactly where you'd expect it to, I guess. What with the illegal stuff they're up to, you'd imagine it come to a head at some point. Yeah, there you go. But we are looking pretty tight here for retaining of the KNVB Beker, which is awesome. I think I said on Monday we actually got to the semi-final in my second season in charge, and I think it was actually Vitesse we went out to as well. So I think NEC ended up winning it that year, so it was a Jupiler League team won it in the season we got to the semi-final. So it was a real shame because we could have really kick-started the save there. Season 3 after that, so the season after that was horrible just all round. So it would have been nice to have been in Europe in the Jupiler League, and I don't know, it sort of boosts your save massively. Can't remember his name now. I'm gonna have to look at it on Twitter, aren't I? Is it Nuka FM or FM Nuka? It's Nuka FM. I just wanted to make sure I had it the right way around, because he's in Bulgaria, for example. He popped into the stream the other day, and if you get promoted from like a second division or like the championship equivalent with European football, it just, I reckon that like boosts you massively. Is that a red card? No, I sort of looked away for a second. Are we on extended highlights here? We are on extended highlights. That's not really what we want, is it? We want to go on key for this. But yeah, in terms of the save overall, I've really enjoyed it. It's been completely different to something I'd normally have done. I probably would have got 20 seasons in if I wasn't doing content creation. So that side of it is a bit sad, but it looks like it's come to like a nice sort of natural ending anyway, because I don't just want to sit there and dominate the league season after season and eventually win the Champions League. I find that quite boring, because then you're essentially just counting down the games until like one game comes up. I don't know, I find it quite boring. As Jose Gray, just before I look at the chat, whips it in. Zuniga's there. I mean, Zuniga is superb. I don't want to see him go, but he'll obviously leave when the AI have control. 11 says, yeah, it is easy, mate. I might have to try a small nation FM19. Usually just do Italy or England. England, I've done... How many times have I done it? I mean, this is my first ever, like, YouTube, Twitch, whatever. Generally, I do have most of my save in England, though. I think it's just the normal thing to do for most English people. Hello. She's dripping. The dog, by the way, not anything else. Hold on. 2 seconds. Yeah, dogs. Dogs. I don't know what the politically correct thing to say on heat, something like that. Season. I've just been told season. Yeah, she's on season. So very happy. Keep it up. Can't remember what I was saying before that. England, yes. So I've done Italy before as well. 11. Yeah. When did I do that? I did a bit of a San Marino save because I wanted to do the whole San Marino challenge. But I got up to Serie A and I got bored after that. I don't know. This was a number of years ago though, when I was still a teenager, so I might have just thought it's taking too long and I want to do something else in my life, which is fair enough as a teenager. There's a lot of better things to be doing, right? England normally is a 0 to hero type save, non-league to legend, which I think Lelujo popularised, or he probably didn't use first, but definitely popularised it, bless him. Yeah, some of my big... I did Fleetwood before they were absolutely massive in the news. They were known, but they weren't like the big story. Who have you done in England and Italy before out of interest, 11? I'm interested to see who else you've done, because obviously you've got your Concord Rangers blog going on at the moment, which, if anyone watches this who isn't keeping up with it, it's a really good read. He's got like 25 parts in. It's crazy. It's crazy what he's doing. It's also really interesting, which is positive. Foggia. Is it Foggia or Foggia? I'm going to say Foggia because I'm a heathen. Foggia a load of times. What took you back to them? Is it you just chose them on one save and then they kind of just stuck with you, like you got an affinity towards them? Because I found if I go for a save on FM that I'll always have a soft place for them in my heart, but I generally won't play them again. That's not what we wanted to see. 3-1. Oh, it's an own goal, so they can't even score their own goals. FM Novice, you're right, mate. How you doing? Just talking about blogs in general, to be honest. And obviously, yours is another excellent one. What have you called? Well, I can't remember what you're calling it. Not Rise of the Lambs. It's something like that, isn't it? I'm not going to be able to remember off the top of my head. But yeah, nice sentences, nice way of writing as well. FM Novice writes things like milking the lambs, which is one of the most disturbing things I've ever read in my life, but I did enjoy it. I really enjoyed it. Timed your entrance well, yeah, you did. 11 says, loved it NCM 0102. Development of the lambs. Oh, I knew lambs are in the title somewhere, mate. Yeah, so you chose it in CM 0102 and kept going back. I mean, how old are you, 11? I always assumed you were like an early 20s kind of guy as we go 4-1 up. So this is all pretty straightforward now, which is handy. So we are going to rest a couple of the big boys for the big game. So we'll bring on Michael Marta, who is just probably overall hero of the save. He's just been here forever, just to show you his career stats quickly, which for me is forever, considering it's a 10-season save. He's been here for, what is that, 8 seasons? It will be 8 full seasons by the end of this season, so it's decent. Ramiro can come off because he's our best left winger, and then Prazak is pretty important in the middle. So saving our best 3 dudes there. 35. Oh gosh, wow! I feel young all of a sudden. I'll get to 35 one day. I know I already look older than 35, but you're talking about like CM 97, 98. I used to play a game called Ultimate Soccer Manager, or USM for short, which I absolutely loved. It was such a watered down version. You get youth players and stuff, but you could go through a season instant result matches and stuff. It's pretty basic, but I loved it. You could go through a season in about 15 minutes if you just sat and did it. So you could get a ton done. I actually wanted to do something for my channel, but I can't get a virtual box working because I'm far too stupid. We can all remember when 0102 came out. Possibly, the first one I heard of, I think, was 0304. But I know people have fond memories of certain players like Cherno Samba and Taribo West. I don't know what version those guys were on as like ridiculously good players. But I think the last CM, I think, was it 0304 was... Yeah, it would have been 0304 was the last CM that came out, like, before Football Manager came out. Oh, we've gone 5-1 up. Michael Marta scored, so yeah, banging. But I remember Lionel Morgan used to play for Wimbledon on there, and he was really good, like a young left winger, but then he just was broken in Football Manager 2005, unfortunately. It ruins your degree. Amazing. I never actually... I think if I went to university, it would have ruined mine as well. GCSEs might have suffered a tad. Yeah, I think that was... I mean, my GCSEs were 05 and 06, I took them. So, actually, I was pretty clear when you were all ruining your GCSEs and your degrees. I don't know what jobs you've ended up in, but hopefully it's not impacted you too much. I definitely had the early stage of my professional career hampered by it, because I went straight from A-levels into work. There you go, we won the cup. Woo! That was quite straightforward. I guess if we would have gone 3D, we would have got the nice little ceremony, but there you go. Passionate, I'm very happy. But this is the one we're more bothered by, is Bayern. I'm going to do the very popular thing of resting the team for a day, just because I mean, that was a good result, so I'm happy with that, get some form into them. GCSEs might... Oh, that's still the same message. Yeah, that's... Oh, we did the double. Finally got an achievement. What does that even mean? We did the double last year. Celebrate famous treble. We won the Community Shield type affair earlier in the season. The Johan Cruyff Schal also beating Vitesse. Although no, it's not their reserves, the VVV. Our reserves just lost. I'm going to send the assistant because I'm not bothered. 3 million in the bank. Won it the last 2 years now. 900k. It's okay. So finances should be pretty good for the next person in. 95 mil. Yeah, happy days. Hi buddy, lurking for a bit, but we'll be away soon. Good luck against Bayern. No problem, mate. Yeah, lurking, not lurking, absolutely fine. Thank you for coming in and having a look. Appreciate you coming in, Luke. I think I did actually name drop you earlier as well, just because I've got that many fans. 2, I think. Maybe 3, who knows. But yeah, I went to work straight after A-levels, and instead of studying, I'm sort of an accountant by trade. Instead of studying at home or on my lunches, I would just play Football Manager constantly. And that was my life, because all my friends went to uni. It was the thing to do when I was young. Everyone went to uni, and anyone that didn't was going to fail at life. But who's sitting on Twitch streaming Football Manager now, right? Yeah. In light of his interest, no comment, because send the assistant. We're so close to the... I haven't rested my players, have I? I'm so close to the end of the save now, I'm just not really bothered by that kind of stuff. Yeah, damn right, winning at life. Yeah. I enjoy it. I'm genuinely enjoying it. I was discussing it with my wife earlier that I would love to do Twitch a lot more, and probably not get rid of YouTube, but replace the quantity of YouTube with Twitch. Because there's obviously like a lot less editing involved and stuff like that, but because I've got a wife and young kids, it's just so hard to stick to a schedule. I sort of had to arrange in advance. I'm going to try and get to stream on X day. So I said yesterday, can I stream tomorrow? And obviously cooked all the dinners, rubbed their back, tidy the bunch, all that kind of stuff, you know, butter them up. And then we got here and I downed my dinner because I was still eating at like 10 to 8 when I went live. It's so hard when you've got like young kids and a wife. It's tough. So I'd like to do Twitch more, but we'll see. But yeah, I still think I'm winning at life regardless. I spend my days either writing my blog about FM or playing FM. Are you... Oh, and working and being a husband and a dad, but they are secondary hobbies. I don't know if you can class them as hobbies, but I would definitely agree with you. But don't tell my wife that, and I won't tell your wife that. Bothered. My wife did text me though, because I think she wants me to take something up, so I'm just going to check what that is. So I'm going to be chatless for a second, just like yesterday or day before even, on my phone for the chat, so I do apologise. It's nothing too offensive. Bring razor blades and shaving cream, which are both on the tray on the kitchen table. Oh, shaving. Oh, exciting. I'll let you know how that goes another time. But yeah, 2 seconds. I'm just going to go drop that off to her. Okay, I'm going to have to do a BRB for about 5 minutes or so, which I know is a nightmare, but my son has decided to do a massive poo, or a shit rather, and wipe all over everything in his room, which is absolutely fantastic. So I need to go deal with that, because my wife has literally just got in the bath. So I'm on BRB, I'll see you all in a few minutes. Kill me, absolutely kill me. If you hang around, great. If not, I'll be back definitely by past, but maybe a few minutes before. 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever. See you in a minute, basically. Now I'm trying to deal with this. That button? Yeah, see you in a minute. Right, we are back. I don't know if anyone's still here or not. Wow. Just... wow. So, just to clarify, my son is 3 years old. He's not like 12 or anything, because that'd be a disaster. So he's just... I've gone up to deliver the razors to my lovely wife, and she said that she thinks she's hearing him saying, "Dada, I've done a poo-poo." So I've gone up, lo and behold, he's standing in the middle of his room, nappy off, which is full of shit. Crap all over the covers, crap all over the sheet, crap all over the pillow, crap all over his like little bedside drawer. So he's joined mummy in the bath. Oh good, gave you a chance to grab a beer. I think I need one after that, my word. Literally could not have picked a worse day. I mean, I feel kind of bad, because like, my wife kind of needs some downtime, bless her. Now she's got a toddler in the bath with her. I bought her like a nice Krispy Kreme donut and everything. I was trying to be all like nice and romantic and all that stuff. I was like, oh, you'll relax. Got your bath bomb as well, but yeah, now she's got a boy covered in crap in there, and I'm sitting here playing Football Manager, and it's great. But yes, so in reference to your earlier comment, FM novice, it's not even a hobby sometimes, is it? It's just a nightmare. But we are up to the game against Bayern, so it's the first leg. Hopefully we'll get through this, whiz through the in-between game, and then have the second leg, and we'll see how that all goes. We're going to go for exactly the same team. I'm playing the same tactic, because I don't really do other tactics, to be completely honest. I kind of just stick to the same one, and it seems to work. I've been playing it for so long, I sort of know how it operates, so it's kind of hard to explain. I'll see if I can do any pointing out as and when. But fortunately we've got quite a strong sort of bench these days as well, so I'm not too concerned about the depth. But yeah, Bayern, we'll have a quick look at their team as they go out. I don't know if there's anyone familiar. I might have steal his tactic to get a win under my belt. I'll let you know. I mean, it kind of works as like a 4-4-2. I was trying to do all sorts of different tactics in my third season, and I sort of played around with this and then left it, but then came back to it in season 4, and we just absolutely dominated the Jupiler League and have done since then. We've changed a couple of roles, but over about 7 seasons we've hardly changed anything now, so it's crazy. But in terms of the Bayern team, you might know these guys more than me. I've never heard of this guy before. Fruchtel. Some kind of fruit, right? Frucht? Or is that breakfast? Fruchtisch. Fruchtisch? I don't know, I'm just making up words, I'm being offensive. So he's not familiar. Upamecano? Never heard of him, but he's been at Bayern not long on this. He starts at Red Bull Leipzig, so that probably explains a lot. Kimmich is still there. Julian Brandt, everyone else is kind of new. Let's look at their striker and see how he... Okay, that's good. Yeah, we'll see how we get on, I suppose. What do I say? Come on, lads, show me what you can do. I mean, that's probably as good as you get. Again, I don't really do much with team talks. I kind of just like... I'm going to go 3D. I'm going to stay on key, but I'm going to go 3D, I think. I don't know if you can hear my son or not, but apologies if it's offensive. It probably isn't. Yeah, it might be a harder game. I think so. I don't really know how to adjust my tactic properly. I sort of sometimes go counter, and that tends to help. I think that helped a little bit against Chelsea, but we looked quite good against them overall. But this is Bayern's first attack, and we do manage to get into them, which is nice. Zuniga chasing down a bit of a lost cause there, which is good, but now getting their foot on the ball now. We are pushed very high up. This is a mistake, isn't it? It shouldn't be so high up. Why have we got it on key as well? What was I thinking? Haven't even had a chance to analyse what could go wrong or anything. We're going to go on extended now. And I'm not going to change anything just yet, because chances are, I mean, that's an away goal. That's a shocker, isn't it? I mean, I now feel like I have to chase the game a little bit. So maybe I should drop to like counter and do like a fake counter. That's a good challenge though. Zuniga hopefully spreads it wide. He does to Ramiro. Get it in the mix, the lad. Oh man, blocked. I hate extended highlights for that reason. At least with key highlights, you know there's going to be something, like not just a block at the end of it. But that's not bad. Ronaldo puts it just over. I'm on low power mode. Yeah, I thought we had it. We've gone to extended. It tricks you, doesn't it? Out of interest, you guys, because obviously we've got a couple of bloggers around as well as Nuke FM, who you do your updates on Twitter. What do you watch your keepers have an absolute nightmare? Come on, amazing. What do you watch your highlights on? I've always been key, regardless. Golazzo, I love it. I've got to get the little audio snip for my Lazio beta save, I think. Yeah, that is banging. I'm happy with that. That's an absolute nightmare. Extended 2D. Yeah, I've always gone with key, and I've traditionally been a 3D kind of guy, but I'm kind of going back towards 2D. Key 2D, don't have the time for more. Yeah, I'm a big fan of key. I've done comprehensive once because I did some series on in Haiti called Tortuga Pirates, or how to pirate FM18. It's a bit clickbaity. I got a few subs from it, so it was great, which I've kind of abandoned because it was really boring. But on that one, I did a couple of comprehensive ones, so I thought I'd try a couple of little tactical episodes, and comprehensive is dire. Extended I find to be a bit boring. I feel as if in terms of building a tactic, I don't mind taking a bit longer to... Don't mind taking a bit longer to find my way with a team and a tactic, just to save me time and get through seasons a bit faster. I think the first couple of seasons at any club, generally I'm not at one where you're expected to have instant success, so I might have to reassess it somewhere else. But I'm a big fan of... Oh my god, how's he not scored from there? We are under the cosh a little bit, aren't we? Apparently that wasn't a clear-cut chance. I'm not sure if I agree with that. Of course you can get to the final full match with suit. Yeah, I mean... Natch? What's Natch? Instant result. Is that one of the skins? I think it's on one of the skins, isn't it? I can't say it's something I've ever done on FM. I've considered it, and like... what do you say here? Keep it going assertively. Oh, they love it. I'm actually going to throw in more of a team talk, which I never normally do. A lot more to come from you is the classic, like you're guaranteed to get a response, isn't it? Oh well, I got most of them. What year am I in? That is a really good question, mate. We are in 2027, so it's the end of like the 10th full season. So we've had 9 full seasons before it, and we are towards the end of like the 10th one. For anyone that's interested, I don't think anyone ever will be interested, but I'm more than happy to like go through teams or drop the database anyway, because this is pretty much over. As soon as this save ends, I'm happy to like open it up. I'm gonna, like I said earlier, I'm going to do a little review of just how we've done. Oh dearie me, great save by Julio Cesar. It's not the Julio Cesar, by the way, obviously, because he'd be about 50 by now. But yeah, I do want to kind of go over the OS ground. I think it'd be interesting for me because I've learned a ton about what I do wrong in the game. Traditionally, I just accept certain aspects of how I play it. You've just got into 2030. Who are you playing as, mate? Jozzy. And have you been at one side or lots of sides? Please don't. Oh God, I'm just sitting instead of being tactical, I'm just like, please don't score. World Cup Champions League winners would be interesting to see. Yeah, I can't say I've ever really looked at World Cup. I've never really been that bothered by it, but I'll have a look, yeah, definitely. Champions League, I think, is pretty standard. It's one of the gripes I've had with this one. I started to find I had more gripes with FM since FM16 because I didn't have 17 or 15, so I went from 14 to 16. I had such a great time on 14, and it was just the right amount of strange shit happening. Oh my god, I thought that was it. I think I'm going to stick with this tactic for a few more minutes. Might make some subs just to freshen things up, but we'll see. I'm quite happy with how it's going at the moment. Yeah, FM14 had the right amount of weird things happening after a certain amount of seasons and realism. It was like a nice mix, whereas Diego Jota has come on for Bayern. Very strange. Whereas FM16 and onwards, it just seemed like it's very much just the established order as is. I can't say I've seen too much surprising happen, but I haven't been keeping a massive eye. No one's particularly struggling, and this is our strongest team by quite a distance, so I'm kind of tempted to leave it be. I'll bring on Verheyen, who performs well above his attributes constantly. He's got lots of down arrows as well. 2-star, I mean, this is why I don't like the star system. He just finds the right ball at the right time constantly, and I don't really want to take off anyone else. I'm too scared. I might bring on Marta towards the end of the game. Journey save, started in League 2 and been at 8 clubs over 13 years. Jeez. Hold on, I'll read the rest in a second. We are just attacking. Ramiro crosses the back stick for Buzek. Verheyen almost steps up with a goal as well that have been justified. Stevenage, Dundee United, Hull, Man City, Montpellier, Napoli, Bayern, now Everton. Have you left them all voluntarily? Because it looks like, without meaning to sound offensive, unless you've got like a specific plan in place, going from like Man City to Montpellier and then Bayern to Everton don't sound like standard choices, unless you just fancied a new challenge, I suppose, but please don't do it. Oh, that is a superb save. I don't think I was watching this like in mass detail. That was a ridiculous save. Who's the Bayern manager? Bayern manager is, I can't remember who it is. I'm actually going to have to check this. Hold on, I think we've just cleared that corner, haven't we? I'll wait till the highlight ends. Who is the Bayern manager these days? That is a real good question. I know Pep Guardiola's had a couple of goes at Man City, but that, honestly, because I've been in the Netherlands and not really threatened the latter stages of European competition till this point, that was a great hit. Not really threatened. I've not really looked into it too much. But, yeah, I had a quick look at Man City. Like in terms of my European success or lack of success so far, all we've done really is get to a quarter-final of the Europa League and went out extremely cruelly in that. Right, we are at the end of a highlight, so let's have a look. Allegri, there you go. Allegri is manager. How long has he been there? Just out of interest. In fact, why don't I just do it through Bayern? History, managers. Zidane was there for 5 years. Allegri's been there since, well, this will be his 3rd season in charge. So he's won the league twice, blah, blah, blah. Standard sort of stuff for Bayern, really. I think they didn't win their league last year, and there's a couple of seasons in there, but they're pretty dominant. But we'll look at a couple of things just after the game. And as we're getting towards the end of the game, I'm going to bring off Ronaldo for Burnett in the middle, just some fresh legs, and then Buzek can come off for my favourite guy ever, Marta. We are going to stop preventing short goalkeeper distribution because I don't particularly want him to hit it long now, because Ronaldo is a unit in defensive mid, so I like him to get on the end of it like headers and sort of make plays from there. But Burnett is quite small, so obviously I don't want him going long anymore. I kind of want him to have it on the deck but still press him. So in my mind, tactics work, but whether that actually works is another question. I should probably go on to counter by now, shouldn't I? Because I think 1-1 is not too bad. Even at home, I don't think we necessarily need to win. We just need to be in with a shout in the second leg. That is a great tackle, a great tracking back by Jose Gray. Marta, what can you do? Prove me right. Zuniga's dropped incredibly deep. I don't need him there. I need him up here. Ramiro, great cross-field ball for Gray. Zuniga has made his way into the middle. Ramiro's there. Verheyen. Oh, come on. Oh, that's frustrating. But it's like one of the smallest guys on the pitch getting a header away. Resigned. Okay. Fair play, mate. Got bored at City because we were winning every... Yeah, I can imagine that. Montpellier went into League 2. Yeah, it's not a bad save, actually. Do we have time to read that one? Bayern, I was invincible, but wanted to return to England. Everton were available. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've historically found that when I've gone abroad in like a bit of a journeyman fashion, I've always sort of regretted it. I did a save like back on FM10. I think I was Shelbourne in Ireland before they had their weird relegation. I don't know what that was about. I think it was financial irregularities or something. I had like 5 really good seasons of getting to like the knockout rounds of Champions League in 5 seasons, which I thought was pretty impressive. But then when actually my first ever experience in the Netherlands was that game, and I hated the Jupiler League. I hated the playoff system. It was too weird for me, whereas now I embrace that stuff. And yeah, I regretted it. I always regret moving abroad. I don't know why. I'm going to say I'm happy with that. That was decent. So Grafschap will be back on key highlights. Hopefully we'll just whiz through that, and we'll be back into the second leg against Bayern. Send the assistant. Shock. Munoz wants a new contract. How about sack your agent? It's interesting you mention that, because you're right. Oh good. He's hired someone who lauds his clients to another club all the time. One will be decent. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. We didn't look that bad there. Bayern were quite good quite early, but I think we're in with a chance. In terms of this save, Jozzy, I've been at Oss the whole time, to be completely honest. Since day one in Jupiler League, where we were expected to finish pretty much near the bottom of the league. But this is the first time we got near any kind of European success. And we've only just started having properly sustained success. So I think this is our 3rd year in a row that we'd have won the title. So we won it the last 2. We've already won it this season, so that'll be 3. We've won the FA Cup equivalent as well this year for 2nd season in a row. But Europe has there's been a couple of heartbreaking moments, but generally we've just been a bit crap. And like I said, it's hard to interrupt the established order, which reminds me I need to look at the established order. So what are we saying? Champions League. I don't think there's too many. I mean, Valencia won it last year, and I beat them in the knockout round this season. So if we look at past winners, so during the save, Dortmund, Man U, Inter, Man U, Atletico, PSG, Man City. So it's moved around a little bit. Inter's perhaps a surprising one in 1920. Dortmund perhaps. There's been a few sort of maybe a bit surprising, but when you look at the leagues, it's maybe not so much of a surprise, because you end up just with like 3 or 4 massive teams in each league. Let's say you got through. Would you prefer Juve or Barca? Quite frankly, I've never played either of them. I think I prefer Juve because I still assume they're going to be a bit weaker. And then World Cup, out of interest, Germany are holding that. Germany, France. So Italy won it on my version. France and then Germany. So that's nothing too fancy. Euros. Let's have a quick look. What I have enjoyed is the Premier League. So England actually won the first Euros in 2020. Which would be nice. Italy in 2024. But yeah, the Premier League, I still don't think has been retained on my version of the game since Sir Alex Ferguson. Or whoever did it. Or was it Ancelotti? I can't remember. No, it was Alex Ferguson, wasn't it? Ancelotti didn't retain it. Yeah, crazy. So in my save, Arsenal won it first season. It was City, United, Chelsea, United, Tottenham, United, Chelsea, United. So it should be someone else's turn this year. But man, you've retained it. So you've ruined it. In the very last season of my save. Devastating. Jack Deal, is that a name that pops up in other people's save? I swear I've seen that before. But yeah, again, if you want to see anything else, see any teams, players, leagues, let me know. Absolutely no problem looking through that kind of stuff, mate. Or mateys. I'm opening up all kinds of extensions now. Didn't mean to do that. There we go, we're back. Yeah, it's been fun though. Like, being in the Jupiler League, there've been times where I have wanted to end it, but it's not for the sake of going to a different country or anything. Pretty much all players are regions now. The youngest actual players are like 29. Yeah, I quite like that. And this is one of the things I'd cover or will be covering in my video, sort of accounting OS and where I've learned in terms of content creation, because it's my first series ever. In terms of content creation and the series itself and how I play. I like to exclusively buy regens. I sort of, if I find anyone in the first season, load them, I'll bring them back. But I think the last time I signed an actual player was about 5 seasons in, and he didn't play because I didn't like having someone with a face. So I always sign too many young players, and obviously tutoring doesn't really help at that point. What's the reason for ending the series? Feel like you can't take them further? To be honest, it's kind of fancy a fresh start. I've been playing it since the back end of February, and I think there is more to come from it, but at the same time, I started my Newcastle one because I decided back in like season 5, I think, or 6, I was going to end at either 8 or 10, whatever worked better. And I found that when I was getting toward, I actually got to the end of season 7, and I was like, this is crap. And then midway through season 8, we had a disastrous Europa League campaign, didn't even get out of the group, and I was devastated, and I almost ended it. But I actually got, I know it sounds really stupid, like I'm chasing numbers, which I'm absolutely not. By the way, this is Portsmouth, Jozzy. So I've actually done alright, hung around in League 1 for a bit, got promoted, got relegated, got promoted. Currently 16th in the Championship, so not really much. Is that what you're hoping for, better or worse? But yeah, I decided, I got a few subs, so I was like, you know what, people might want to see it, so I thought I'd just go to the end of 10. I kind of thought I'd have a bit more Champions League success in terms of getting through to knockouts, but this is the first season we got through to knockout rounds. We've had some horrible groups. I'll see if I can find them in a minute. Always prefer having computer-generated faces in my 11s compared to blacked out faces, so always try to sign regens. Yeah, I mean, I've only in the last few seasons, since I've had the laptop basically, downloaded face packs and stuff. Because when I started, I didn't have any of it because I had no space. My laptop was terrible. We had crap internet as well. We've sorted all that out, but so I've added in the faces, but I just don't like it. I kind of like, and this is why your say resonates with me so much. I like creating characters. Like everyone that exists already exists. They've already got their own stories, their own lives. I like seeing people, like when you start recognizing new gens that appear, I find it quite nice in a weird way. Hereford, well, I mean that's that's disappointing if I've ever seen it. Ebbsfleet in League 1. Ebbsfleet, always an interesting one. They were around before the whole weird fan ownership thing, weren't they? Were they Gravesend and Northfleet? Did they merge with someone or something? How are they doing in mine? They got up to League 2 on mine, but have fallen. Other teams I like are like Woking in League 2, which is nice. Southend United, local to me, in League 1. Have they ever left? Yeah, they did. They left League 1 in the worst way. How's Southend Manor doing? Because that's who I'm playing as in my save in FM20. I'm doing youth academy challenge with them because I'm copying FM Novice because his bloody inspired me. Yet to leave it. That's good. Saw them win the FA Trophy in 08. Wembley wasn't really full at all. I remember them in Gravesend and Northfleet. I don't know when the fan thing happened. I thought it was quite a nice idea at the time, but in retrospect, they can't make all the decisions. It's just impossible. Like, it wouldn't make any sense, would it? I get certain aspects of it. Like, I think what they should have done was more of like a traditional sort of fan ownership model where just anyone with shares has a vote on common board issues, I suppose. I can't really give you a good example right now because I don't have any because I'm ridiculous. It worked for a year. Did it? I can't remember. Did they get promoted 1 year or something like that? I can't remember. I feel like they're in the conference that time, or at least the Conference South. West Brom. Let's have a look at West Brom. Because obviously this is on like the initial... Oh no, this would be on the January update database, I think. So I assume they would have got rid of Tony Pulis by then. They would have had Pardew, who I despise. Paco Jimenez is manager now, whoever that is. But since the save, sort of mid-table to lower end and doing very much the same. Well, this year they're in 10th. Interesting to see how Pardew got on, because I hate that guy with a passion. Oh, he didn't even appear on here. So maybe I had the original database then. Gary Megson. Oh, maybe Gary Megson was in charge? I don't know. Tony Pulis, 2019 to 20... So Tony Pulis came back. Did he? I can't even see anything, can I? That's annoying. Crystal Palace, West Brom, Leicester City, West. Yeah, so he went back to West Brom. How weird. Mike Phelan again. Oh, he's a caretaker. Yeah, I find the manager movements very odd in this game. Chelsea are in the Championship. That's the sort of stuff that I feel like you don't really see much of anymore on FM. Definitely on the older ones. I mentioned earlier, like on FM14 or FM12, by about like 20 seasons in, you'd see all kinds of strange things going on. I'd love it, but yeah, not anymore, really. Casey Palmer just scored a 93rd minute winner. Nice one, mate. Is that it for you, I assume? Not for not for someone else, or is it in real life? I wouldn't imagine it's in real life right now, is it? Is anyone playing tonight? I know I had a cheeky little accumulator on over the last couple days leading into the weekend, and obviously Benfica have screwed up immediately by drawing against PAOK or PAOK in the Europa League or Champions League qualifiers. Yeah, it's not real life. There is football on tonight though. That's interesting. Didn't know that was happening. Who does everyone support here, by the way? What a sub-tactical genius. Yeah, I love when that happens. It's superb. I'm a Newcastle fan for my sins. It's terrible. Right, mate, I'm going to be away for a bit. What time are you streaming till? Oh, thanks for popping in anyway, Nuka. Appreciate it. Obviously, like, love having some chat. It's amazing. In terms of streaming time, it depends what happens in this Bayern game, because if we get through, I'll be going until the final, which will end up being another hour away, probably. Or so, maybe a tiny bit less. But if we go out, then it will be half an hour or so. I need to click through a bit faster, I think. But yeah, half an hour minimum, about an hour maximum ish. If you come on, you come on. If you don't, you don't. I'll try not to spoil it for you, mate. But thanks for popping in anyway. In the space of 2 years, Wayne Rooney has managed Boston United failed. Dulwich Hamlet and Canvey Island. Love the randomness of FM. Canvey Island, you should speak to 11 from 11-1. He's around the area, but he's gone for Concord Rangers, obviously. But Canvey Island, I went to see a few of their games, played a few of their games as a youth sort of player as well. Wayne Rooney, he's very odd on these games, isn't he? I don't know what he gets up to in my version. I'm going to have a look. But back in the old ones, he'd end up just terrible and at weird places playing. Jamie Vardy, manager of Sheffield, Sheffield Wednesday, most likely. Oh, thanks a lot, man. Anyway, I appreciate it. It's a hell of a Rooney career. I'm going to have a look at Wayne Rooney on mine. But we are pretty much at the Graph Shap, which is exciting. Wayne Rooney, manager of Aston Villa. So where's he been? He was at Everton as a player until 2019. Under-18s manager at Fulham for a year. Then St Mirren for a year. Notts County for less than a year. Then Villa. Where are they? They're in the Premiership? Oh, they're in League One, so that says a lot, doesn't it? That's probably why he's there. Yeah, classic Wayne Rooney, sort of like FM10, FM12 Wayne Rooney was amazing. With just like, maybe like real life to an extent, would just completely go off a cliff. Was just terrible, wasn't he? I kind of liked it in a weird way. I guess it was quite accurate as well in terms of predicting it. Sorry, I'm just going to have a quick drink as well. I'm trying to stifle a bit of a gassy burp. Right, hopefully that's the volume one and not the echo one, because that'd be terrible. So for this game, yeah, in the Dutch league is where you get 12 subs. It's amazing. I can't live with having a keeper on the bench at Newcastle now. It's ridiculous. So I'm just going to fill it out, and we're just going to hopefully click through very quickly. Matt Clark, centre-back. Matt Clark, who did he used to play for? It rings a bell. He might not be here. Defender, Ipswich? Is this the guy? 30 years old, so I assume so. He's not valued very highly. His contract's up soon. Depends where Ipswich are, I suppose. But what's he been up to? Oh, okay, he's a Portsmouth, so I assume you actually support Portsmouth then. Portsmouth, then went to Charlton. So in terms of if you like potential development, possibly not. But very much like a lot of the players in this game, the AI don't really improve them properly. I really hope that's I really hope that's something they can fix in FM19. I find the AI kind of static and stoic, I should say, at times. I expect nothing from a win. Yes, I'm playing my first team as well because I kind of want the continuity. Yeah, the transfers they make are pretty terrible a lot of the time. My son is calling Dada. I might have to run up in a second. I think he's coming downstairs. I'm going to leave this running for a second. Hold on. There you go. Say hello into this.
Hello.
Oh, there we go. Are you awake or asleep?
Wake.
Do you want to go to bed? No? What do you want to do? There you go. Absolutely using my child to try and get the hits, you know? And now he's making loads of noise, so I'm turning down the microphone. Hold on. He's asking for breakfast. Hopefully some of the sounds of the chairs go out in the background, but I'm just going to leave the mic on for a second in case he says anything inquisitive. You need breakfast? I don't think you need breakfast. What do you want? What are you after?
What do you want?
Oh, I'll pick that for you, don't worry.
Wow.
What about... What do you want? What are you after?
What about
Something in the fridge?
something with fruit?
What do you want from the fridge?
Custard.
You want custard? Okay, good boy.
Okay.
Okay. Alex, I'm in the middle of streaming right now.
Okay.
Daddy's making videos. There you go, big boy.
I accept get a spoon.
Yeah, what do you want? Big spoon or a little spoon?
Little spoon.
Little spoon. There you go, mate. Right, sit down properly, legs in. Good boy. Deary me. Clickbait perfect. My child becomes the best manager on FM ever. Yeah, quite probably. He would do better than me sometimes. Just remembered I need to be on key rather than extended as well. Is this the equivalent of a touchline ban? Almost. I mean, if you missed it, I mean, Jozzy, you missed it earlier, mate. He pooed himself in his room, as kids do, but instead of dealing with it, he decided to wipe it everywhere, just as I was a few minutes into my stream. Anyway, I'm gonna have to go off camera for a second, but this will be playing in the background, alright? I don't know if you heard that, but my son now has just done a massive pop-off. So I'm going to go off screen, but I'll leave the game running. I won't be talking either, so 2 seconds, but you'll still see it. Right, go on.
Hello.
Say hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
What's your name?
What's your name? It's raining day. It's raining.
Yeah, it is raining. We're winning.
Hello.
3-0.
Hello.
11 says hello.
Hello.
Say hello, 11.
Hello, Riffin.
I'm trying to get all the clicks. Follow, subscribe, send me money. All that
Hello.
stuff. Save him from slavery.
Hello, baby.
Yeah, that's not even a word. So this is
Hello.
Zuniga.
Hello, Sneaker.
Oh, he almost did it.
Hello, Sneaker.
Shall we do half time?
Okay.
Should we be happy or angry with the footballers?
Happy.
We'll be happy. I'm very happy. Yay! Oh, no one cares. Say no one cares.
Be happy.
Yeah, we were happy.
Happy.
Right. Are you finished recording? Yeah.
If you're finished recording, you have to say goodbye.
You have to say bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Good boy. Well done. Good boy, Alex. Good boy. Right. What do you want now, mate? What are you after? 2 seconds. I genuinely didn't think I'd be interrupted tonight. I thought, this is it. This is the night. We're going to have a really good night of streaming. It's not going to be ridiculous. Wow, basically. Just wow. We're winning 4-0, by the way, which is good. We've got a bit of an injury to Jose Gray. What's he got? Let's check his problems. He's got a potential foot injury, which is not ideal for the second leg. But yeah, apologies. My son decided he wanted to come down because he heard me talking. As is tradition, whenever you try and do anything in life. Kids. Bloody kids. Wow. He is lovely, but... Deary me. Right, well, I'm kind of taken aback after that, really. But we are... I mean, he's offside, isn't he? He's a mile off. So yeah, hopefully preserving the clean sheet. I'm not too bothered about clean sheets, particularly in Football Manager. As long as I'm winning the games, I'm not really that fussed. But I know you should say, well, it breeds better defensive displays. But I quite like saving money. I said earlier, I'm an accountant by trade. So, money. Love saving money. Who's your backup if Gray is out? I don't know if you've noticed, 11. You might have just been very keen-eyed, or not. I'm not sure. We don't actually have a backup right winger. I kind of let my backup go out on loan because he needed the experience, and two of my left wingers. So my main left winger, Romero, is actually right-footed, and then yeah, it's a problem. He's out between 1 and 3 days. I think he might be okay, but that. Yeah, it's generally not been too bad. Let's give him a rest and just see how they all get on. Especially him. Tell you what, if we take everyone but him off and rest them for a day, and then Gray, I should rest for 2 days, and hopefully that'll be fine. But yeah, I signed some. I can't remember this guy's name now. What's your name? What is your name? I basically scout. I mean, you've seen the results, or a couple of people have seen results before. I think you did the other day. It's crazy. My backup right winger is Vitesse, who doesn't look fantastic, but he looked similar to this when he was 16 when he signed, and he's performed really well. But I thought our lack of facilities is hampering him, so I've let him go out on loan. And obviously, I probably shouldn't have, really, should I? It's a problem. I'm finding just a bit of pace and a bit of dribbling on this game just makes wingers completely overpowered, which makes me wonder if I have stumbled upon a hacks formation. But at the end of the day, I'm trying hard. I sort of came up with a formation myself. If I've stumbled across hacks, then so be it. But certainly not helped previously in the Champions League. I've been inconsistent in the Eredivisie. Pace is key. Yeah, this is one of those things, like I said earlier, I've learned a lot about what I do wrong in the game. And actually, previously, because I like to just charge through seasons, I wouldn't properly break down players by their attributes and know what I'm looking for in players. But it's only in this save I've sort of discovered a lot more than previous saves, perhaps, or maybe I've just accidentally bought the right players. Any winger with less than about like 12-13 work rate just hasn't worked for me at all. Whereas in OS that's definitely happened, so I look for that now, and I try and look for definitive pace if nothing else. Like it's odd. I feel like I've learned a lot. Maybe it's just the game this year. Maybe I have known these things in other versions of the game, but just not taken it in properly. But I think I used to be guilty of, I see a lot of yellow on the screen, therefore he's good and I'll have him. Because my colour scheme is yellows and oranges, because orange is a great colour. So yeah, historically I would have looked at someone like... Zuniga's a terrible example. Maybe not Zuniga. Let's go for Buzek. He's really rounded. I'd look at that and I wouldn't actually look at the real attributes. I'd kind of just be like, he's good, get him in. But it's only when you actually properly break it down, look into it, like... he is pretty good. I'll go there and say he's pretty amazing, but like, it's a lot more chance filled previously, whereas now I feel like I'm actually paying attention a lot more. I think that kind of comes down to the fact that I struggled for 3 seasons. Like, I had 3 crap seasons at the start of this where I almost threw in the towel. It really made me think about what I was doing a lot more. Send assistant, because boring. Really can't be doing with press conferences, to be totally honest. Oh boy. But this is it, really. This is the one. This is what it all comes down to. Sod off Massimo Allegri. I appreciate it, but I've forgotten it because I didn't pay attention. So this is what it all comes down to. We either win and carry on, which I'm not expecting people to hang around for, by the way, because I know it's a while. It'll probably end up being split into 2 episodes on YouTube. But we either win and carry on to the final, where we'd be playing Barcelona if we got there. Great. Or we end it after this game. Marcel Suarez. He's pretty good. Are these players much better than like what I've got? He sort of is. But is he? Is he though? I'm going to check him against Ronaldo, for example, who's another Brazilian defensive mid. My Brazilian defensive mid, once I get there. Come on, off we go. Ronaldo. Great name as well. That is pretty similar. Ronaldo's in the blue, so he's got better vision, better technical with aerials, same defender. They are pretty even, for example. So, like, a few of our players are like really top-notch players. We are just lacking in a couple of positions. Our centre-backs aren't as strong as like world-class centre-backs by any means. Our full-backs probably as well. But so are you all guys. Yeah. My 2 strikers are top-notch. Romero on the left wing's really top-notch. Defensive mid. Everyone else is just pretty solid overall. Prazak in centre mid. This is the thing about the facilities, because they keep getting delayed every single year. I'm not even getting a notification that it's been delayed anymore. But Prazak came in pretty much looking like this, like when he arrived back in 23-24 season, or midway through it. And our facilities just haven't done anything. But he was a wonder kid, and you just imagine how good he could have been. But I still feel like we are getting some actual quality out of these guys, so I don't know, I'm hopeful, but I don't know what to expect from Bayern. I feel like I should try and tweak things tactically. Yeah, poor facilities are a bummer. I don't understand what's happened. I'll even show you. I might have shown last time, but this is all of our board request things that we've done. Is there anything there? No. So like, I can't even request it anymore. I think I requested them back in 2024, and they said yes. And then it was 23. It was meant to be ready in 24, then 25, then 26, and now it's just disappeared. I can't even request it. So I don't know if it's being worked on behind the scenes. A lot of my players are making very little progress. What level are your facilities at? Because I guess with quite a rapid rise, you're probably struggling a bit, whereas someone like FM Novice, for example, and this is my son shouting help, which is worrying, because he's saved a ton of money on wages in like the Conference North and National. I think they're North, aren't they, Tamworth? Because he saves so much money, you can plough that into his youth facilities and it works really well. But if you just get like a rapid rise, I remember it's really hard, it's different. A lot of my players making real progress. Basic youth below average. Yeah, that's the issue with the rapid rise. You're constantly playing catch up with the players you're signing rather than into facilities. And you know if you stop and put it into facilities, you're going to screw yourself horrifically. We are going to start with Gray, who's on 85%. They're playing the same team, so it's about now I should really look at... oh, this is hard. You deserve to be in the final. Not sure. Show me what you can do. They love it. Right, I'm actually going to start counter. I am going to keep the higher defensive line though, because counter naturally drops you back anyway. I don't particularly want to be inviting too much pressure. Good luck, thank you. Yeah, facilities can be a real pain in the arse. I think we've got great training facilities. I can't remember the youth facilities, but great training facilities for a team with, I mean, we've got like near enough 100 million in the bank. It's ridiculous. I don't really understand what's taking him so long. In fact, I can't request it, even through like board ultimatums with like contract. They keep coming to me saying, have a new contract? And I just keep asking for an expanded stadium, and they finally said yes, but little do they know I'm definitely leaving. That is so necessary. Yes, come on. I'm so happy. Oh my god. And here's me saying our squad's not great. So Ronaldo picks out Zuniga. Oh, this is the front three there. Zuniga, Ramiro and Buzek. And Buzek is he's so solid. I love him so much. But that is vital. Obviously we're now joint on away goal, so another goal now would just, I don't want to say it'd kill it, because it wouldn't kill it at all. But I'd be feeling pretty positive. That was a great challenge though. Oh, okay. If we win this, I'm probably going to get like an actual drink, because it's probably deserved. It's going to end up being like a long night, which I don't mind. But he's like huge ball up to Zuniga. He's got a lot on there, but that's a very odd attempt, but I like it. I like the effort. I think I blew too much cash on youth recruitment and junior coaching, exceptional and extensive. Possibly. I've not really had to look at what level the facilities get to and stuff, and what sort of standard of player they start bringing in for a long time. I think that's the route I probably would have gone down, assuming that by the time they would have just improved regardless, or come in very good and just not improved. I think that's the route I would have gone down, because at least then you can save money on transfers and wages, probably. And at that point you can start upgrading facilities. Whereas if you're upgrading the facilities, you're kind of taking the chance that you can bring in people with that potential, which I know is quite easy as a player on Football Manager. But I don't know how you're playing it in terms of like your scouting and stuff like that. But I've tried to take a bit less of a game-breaking role in this series. Previously I would like do the whole, like years ago, I'd do the whole regen, new gen day, like go through every nation and like scout everyone. Obviously scout reports are a lot better on previous versions. You get something instantly basically with stars that were pretty accurate in my opinion. I've tried not to do that sort of stuff this time. It's only in the last couple of months I've just scouted all the 14 to 16 year olds I could see, just to see if there's anyone for future OS managers, but there's nothing really. Looking at my finances, losing a lot each month. That's not something I've had to deal with for a long time. In my Newcastle save is very up and down, but more often than not it's up now. It's just getting I think getting a handle on how did he miss that? Getting a handle on the wages and stuff is the first thing, but obviously if you're having the great rise that you're having, that's really hard. Also, winning from the off. I think our initial wage budget in my first season was something like 20k in the Jupiler League, and we were spending like 18 going into it. I sort of maxed out that season, but then I got rid of a lot of the amateurs who were getting like bonus, like had clause bonuses, whatever, like appearance fees, etc. And then I just let a lot of them go, and then just brought in a ton of players on loan. So that one season made us like £1 million or something. It was crazy, and we're only having like a few thousand people into the stadium. Please no. Another ridiculous save there as well. That Julio Cesar has kept us in this tie over the 2 legs. So if we go through, we got him to thank, and I'd say it was a pretty good save unsighted as well. Yeah, so from the start with this one, I've been onto a winner, but I do recall the years of playing with like a lower league side, and if you do get like a couple of successive promotions, all of a sudden you do just have to like, unless you zoom straight through to Premier League and just cope, because I have done that before, and it evens out massively because you're a few million in debt going in, then you get into the Premier League and you're fine. But more often than not, you end up stopping at a point, and at that point you do genuinely have to stop and like sort out your wages a little bit, and it's not pleasant, but I guess it's more accurate. My player wage is $375 a month. My youth setup is $275 a month, and those are your wages. That is crazy. Yeah, wow. I mean, how much are you losing a month? Because if you were losing 275 or less, I'd be like, oh, I regret massively. But I would go for the youth option because I've never really developed much youth before. I've really tried. The only one I've ever had any success with was FM14 with crew, but if you can't develop youngsters with crew, I mean, that changes nothing, I suppose. But yeah, if you can't develop youngsters with crew, then you've literally got no idea how to play the game. Lost about 5 million in 6 months. Oh, mate. That's bad. I mean, you beat. This is your second season in Championship, right? I think second or third. I'm pretty sure it's your second. Like, how was the money last year? Like parachute payments and stuff. I imagine if you start losing that amount in the Championship, you're losing. That is Dangerville. I'm also going to get my charger for my phone in a second. Zuniga has a pop from about 40 yards. What a hit. What a hit. I mean, I wouldn't say we've created all that much apart from the goal. We had a couple of little moments, but we've not looked convincingly good, have we? I wouldn't say Bayern have either, though. I mean, Cesar's made that great save and they've scored, but that aside. Second season Championship, I really need to go up. Yeah, you do need to go up. I mean, that is horrifying to read. Do you think you're going to be quite hamstrung in like a third or fourth season in the Championship? Do you think you'll start to regress a bit if you don't go up? Because that'd be my fear as Bayern. Oh, has that hit the bar? It has hit the bar. Oh boy. We are up against it a little bit here, aren't we? This is a problem. But I'm just going to kind of leave it to half time and hope that we can hold it together, I suppose. Milan Prazak has taken a knock. That is fantastic news. Potential knee injury. So that'll probably be him out. Oh, bruised knee, that's fine. A bruised knee. Some of the names that they give to these bloody injuries, I think, are an absolute joke. He's got a bruised knee. Like, I literally bruise my knee every day. Team talk. What do you say? I'm pleased with how things are going. No one cares. Let's go for the passionate. There's a lot more to come because you're guaranteed that will get a positive response. I hope that sort of changes in the next FM. I've never seen a negative response to that. Right, Prazak, I don't like the fact he's injured regardless, so Verheyen comes on, who can just pick pockets and holes, I think, and hope. If I don't go up, I think I'll request to reduce my youth spend. Can you actually request? I think you can. I'm sure you can. I mean, you've said it, so I'm sure you can. But I've never requested to like reduce anything. but it makes the most sense because that is crazy. I guess if you're getting like nothing through as well, it's really not worthwhile. But that's something I really want to do, and that's kind of why I'm doing the Youth Academy Challenge as well, is like I want to have to use players that aren't that great and see what I can do and see if I'm actually a tactician, because this save, for example, in my season 3, I brought in like a ton of new gen youngsters from like Portugal and Northern Ireland and a couple other places, and we were terrible. But then the following season we were superb once I went to this formation. But I tried this formation in season 3 and it was crap, so I didn't. Oh, that's a nice hit. That's unfortunate. So I'm not sure if it's I'm good at the game, but the players, I need to develop the players, or maybe I just didn't have the right players for the tactic, but the tactic is still a bit game breaking. So I kind of just want to see what my limits are in terms of if I'm any good. Because I used to think I was quite good, but there's been a lot of questioning this year, to say the least. I don't know if anyone else has ever had that before, but it wasn't pleasant. I was like, this is typical. As soon as I go onto YouTube for the first time, I all of a sudden can't play the game. I look like an absolute mug. It was amazing. Anyway, we are 63 minutes in and not a lot is happening. He says, as Bayern have a free kick, which is not ideal. I was just thinking making changes. I'm very standard with my changes as well. It's always between 60 and 70 minutes. Good save. I think we freshen things up. Jose Gray has not really done a lot, and I'm not really surprised. So Karavic, our left winger, goes on to the right. Maybe I should put Ramiro out there because he's actually right-footed. I'm going to do it. Although, yeah, go on, I'll do it. I don't think either of them is a good option to have, but it's better than nothing. And we got a couple of yellows that I don't like the look of, but we need to keep Reinaldo and Boghossian on, so we will. Oh boy, I'm starting to get a bit nervous now. 1-1 with 20 minutes to go, so we're looking at extra time. Marta for Zuni. Marta, don't do it. Oh, obviously, you know what I mean. I've said I love Marta. I don't know if I've shown you his attributes or not. He's basically just a finisher, and that's all he's got. But he is potent. Zuniga. I rate Zuniga more than Buzek, but Buzek is like a better version of Marta. But Marta does pop up with the goals. I'm going to see how we are going into the final 10 minutes, because both of those two as well, Buzek and Zuniga, can both take penalties, and they're the only players on our squad that can really take them. So I fear taking them off. Oh, for God's sake, man. He's literally just run up behind you, fucking taking it. I don't really like this. Should I go defensive? No. What would I normally... Normally, honestly, I would just stick it out. Because I don't think... Oh, no. Oh, fuck. Literally about to say I've not created anything good. Okay, right. What do we do? We're inviting too much pressure on. I used to play the same tactic but have different team instructions to be more attacking. It was very volatile, but I think now is the time to do it. Back buddy, yeah, I'm considering it. I've managed to get overload working a little bit in my Newcastle save, so I'm considering it. What else do I need to do here? No, we'll leave it on. Oh no, we will go more direct. Tell you what, we're going to put Ramiro back onto his favoured side as well. Okay, I think we give that a go for a few minutes. So just go more attacking, go more direct. Just get stuck into him basically and attack. And we are going to give a shout for demand more. Because again, I found it working my Newcastle save. I've never found these things working before, but strangely they are now. So I'm going to do it and just see what happens. We need a goal. I don't know how to play 3 up top properly either. I know obviously it's the hacks, but I still think you need to have some kind of tactical nous as to how it works. And I really don't, so I'm not going to do it. But Zuniga, do I take him off? I don't think I've got the courage to take off anyone for Martha, which could be a problem. But Marta isn't as good as the other one, so why would I bring him on? That's the question. I've got to consider changes after this highlight though, unless we score. Or no, I consider changes for the other reason. Ramiro doesn't put through Zuniga. And Bayern look like they're getting away. We're keeping him penned back quite nicely, but they've just got a man free there. And now they're through. Julio Cesar needs to be big. Fuck. Oh, bollocks. I think that's it, isn't it? Didn't really even chase the game at any point. That's a sad thing. Oh, no. Oh, dear. Taking this quite well, I think. I'm actually kind of upset. What do we do from here? We don't really have any more options. Fuck it. Marta. Sorry, I'm swearing. I don't normally swear. Buzek. Marta. Who wants to play on the right? I'm literally taking off the guy I brought on like not that long ago. Zuniga probably can a bit, but I don't want to remove him from there. Marta up top. Why not? Buzek, what do you want to be? Inside forward? Nah. Oh, for God's sake. I don't know what more I can do here. Fairly wide. Overload. Go fairly wide. I said fairly wide. It was a... I blame Platini and Blatter. I mean, to be fair, it's one of those things where I've said, because I'm ending at the end of season 10. Rigged. Because I'm ending at the end of season 10, I've let this happen myself. To go from like never getting through the group of the Champions League to winning it in a season would have been a pretty big ask. If we were going another season or two, I would think we would make some decent headway, but we need a goal here. Munoz, oh, it's blocked. I hate the extended highlights. I fucking hate them. Oh. That's pretty much the end, isn't it? We've got Heracles Heracles in the league, but I'm not going to bother showing that. I'm just going to do that off screen. Unless we win. I mean, it's not as if we haven't made chances, we just haven't made enough good ones. We've also not managed to stop Bayern, which makes sense because I can't play defensively because I don't know how. Oh boy. To think this is probably the end. Probably. Unless they fancy doing something now. Let's demand more again. That'll work, right? Marta is through a bit. That's the wrong... It's the wrong option. Literally the wrong option. Like... I'd say it's pretty even over two legs, but... Yeah, not even enough, I suppose. And Cesar was keeping us in it a bit in the first dance. Oh, come on. Yeah, he's offside. I was going to say that'd be cruel. I'd like us to get like one final one just as a consolation, but they dominated us in this game. They sort of dominated us in the last game. Got a corner. Ramiro swings it in. Zuniga chases it down, but he's in the wrong place, isn't he? Please don't say that corner is the highlight on extended, because I'm going to be devastated if so. At least give us like something to watch. A shot. Oh, what the hell is that? I mean, has anyone else ended their save on a high or a low before? How'd it go for you? I traditionally sort of just win a ton of trophies and then I'm just like, oh, I'm bored now. But I'd never really do it on a high or a low. I wouldn't say it's a low, but I'd say it could be better. This is just dragging out, isn't it? Isn't it? Even extended. It's ridiculous. Just end the bloody game. Yeah, with Crew, I just dominated the Premier League for about 10 years and then left to manage Viking and failed, and I was just like, oh, whatever. Previous versions, similar. But to actually have, like, this is the end. My last save, FM17, I was playing a long rebuild at Arsenal and somehow won it all in Season 1. Totally ruined it. Yeah, I can imagine that, in fairness. I don't know if you saw Friday Night FM's Villarreal blog, but he almost won the Liga in the first season, and he said that would have ruined it. And I see what you're saying. Like, you kind of want to have something to build towards. If it ends in one season, it's just... Or you win it in one season, it's like, what else do I have to do? When this is done, Bath Bombs bought for this. You think Bayern would appreciate that? Yeah, you'd have thought so. I should have known it was coming when my son shit everywhere, really, shouldn't I? But yeah, you can see from the stats, I don't really look at the stats too often. I don't want to say, say it's a pleasing performance, I don't give a shit. I don't really do analysis. I'm not good at analysis. I'm better at just seeing the issue. But we dominated a bit in the middle looking at the heat map. And then if you look at the actual like match stats, wherever they are, yeah, 24 shots, only 9 of them long shots as well, so 15 shots on goal, 3 clear cut. It just wasn't our day, really, and I'm sad. But there you go. That's the end, pretty much, of the series. I don't know if I should show Heracles. Didn't play FM for a whole year afterwards. Is it that bad? That is crazy. To win it all, you're like, I hate my life. I'm not interested in playing anymore. Fuck off. Be helpful if I could spell fuck off. As if anyone wants to talk about it after that. Okay, well, for anyone interested, because I'm aware that obviously I've done this is like 10 seasons long FCOS, and people aren't going to watch the whole way through, and I wouldn't recommend people watch from the start because I'm awkward now. Like, imagine or watch me right at the start of this in February, and it is terrible. So I will be doing like a catch up of the whole series and what I've learnt and stuff like that, and then I'll probably do like a 5 years in the future thing. So I'm not going to bother Heracles tonight. It was kind of Champions League or nothing really. Any plans to stream some of your Newcastle save? Not really. I wasn't planning to stream any of this though. So Monday was the first time I streamed OS, and I quite like it. I feel as if you're going to stream, unless it's a special occasion like it has been the last couple of streams, I don't think it's going to get that much interest, which I don't necessarily mind. And to be fair, I've really enjoyed doing this, and it's nice that people have like come in and even chatted, even though they've got no idea what's going on. So potentially, yeah, if we come across like any big games, I might stream them. But no plans to. But if people are interested, then yeah, let me know, by all means. Always really interested to see other people around the community and like if they're going to stream or not. But yeah, like I said, I'll sim into the future, all that stuff. So if you have any questions, I mean, you guys in here have got my Twitter. It's all sort of linked up below as well. And this is on my YouTube if it's being watched on YouTube. So hello to YouTube guys. If you want to see anything from like 5 or 10 years into the future, I'll decide what I'm doing with that. But let me know and I'll see what I can find. Let me know if you do, you're a good watch. I can't say I would agree, but thank you very much for saying that. If you are interested, I think I might be streaming on Friday, just some Final Fantasy X, but yeah, I wouldn't blame you for not coming in. It's not FM, so yeah. But in any case, thank you guys. So people that have come in that I remember. So what was his name? Jozzy, I think. Jozzy, did he come in? Yeah, Jozzy HD, bless him, came in. So thanks to you. From 111, 11-1 every time. Out of interest, where did your username come from? Really interested. Let me know what that is. Nuka, obviously. And then FM Novice, thank you guys for coming in and chatting. Really appreciated it. And yeah, it was a load of fun. Unlucky, mate. I know I've only caught some of the series, but it has been very interesting. Would be interested to see another. Cheers, man. Yeah, we'll see how it all goes. The plans for like FM19 are a bit up in the air as well at the minute. I also think, yeah, my phone has just run out of battery, so I can't even see the chats. That's good. So we'll see how that goes, but I'm probably going to be YouTubing my Lazio beta and blogging Southend Manor. I don't know what I'm going to do as a main save, but I need to sort of figure out, because I think my wife-life balance has sort of been a bit skewish recently, and I kind of need to sort it out. Which is why I sort of looked at streaming a bit more actually, because it means I can at least talk to her on the train, which is good. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Yeah, really appreciate it, and I will see you all soon. Cheers. I'll catch up with you all on Twitter. Thanks. And now I try and find out how to turn it off. There we go. All right, cheers. Bye.